Welcome back into the Web Insurance Countdown to Kickoff. It is week 3 for high school football, and we continue with our roundtable segment as we make our predictions. My name's Todd Walker. Mike Miller and Jason Aldrich are here as well. As we reviewed last week, all of us went 3-2. So myself and Mike with a combined record of 8-2 after 2 weeks. Jason at 7-3. Let's dive right into this week's games. Piqua at Lima Senior tonight as the Spartans look to go to 3-0 for the first time since 1989 as they take on the Piqua Indians, a team that they beat last year for their first ever win under then new coach Mike Fell. So really a good matchup here. I think both teams are better than they were last year. I'm going to take the Spartans at home to move to 3-0. They've got Big Mo.
Yeah, they do, and I agree with you, Todd. And I picked against them last week, so I'm not doing it 2 weeks in a row. I'm going Lima Senior all the way.
There you go. Mike, what do you think?
You know, the Spartans are an easy pick for those obvious reasons, but Piqua, with veteran coach Bill Neese, they have been down for a few years. Their league really challenges them. That great Western Ohio League is a very good league. I confess I don't know who Piqua has defeated.
They beat Urbana, and they beat Toledo St. John's.
Really? You know, that's moderately impressive.
Yeah.
And I think Piqua's got a lot hanging in this game also. I'll take a hunch, and I'll pick the Piqua Indians.
All right, so Miller goes with Piqua, and Jason and I with Lima Senior. Game number 2, Wapakoneta at Elida. You can hear this game on our sister station, 107.5 WZRX. As Elida coming off the win at Defiance last week, and Wapakoneta 2-0 after the last-second win at Kenton. Mike, you'll have the call from Kraft Stadium tonight. What do you think?
I think Wapakoneta is probably a little too physical for Elida and will be the best defense that Elida has faced. Elida has good skilled people. They put up points against Delphos St. John's in the second half, and they put a lot of points up against Defiance, but others are doing that. I think Wapakoneta is starting to get settled in offensively as that late game drive proved. I'm going to pick Wapakoneta on the road in near perfect weather conditions Friday night.
Jason, what do you think?
When it's an evenly matched matchup, you go to the coin, you go to the chance, you go to the 50-50. Elida, the home team, heads. Wapakoneta, the road team, tails. Here's
Gutless.
the flip. Tails, I'm going Wapakoneta Redskins.
Well, that makes it a clean sweep then. I like Wapakoneta. I'm not sure Elida. I think Mike's point about the physicality is very much in the forefront here. I don't think Wapakoneta or Elida's defense is really equipped to stop a power attack that Wapakoneta is going to roll out there. It could be fairly high scoring, actually. I think Elida's got weapons offensively, but ultimately I think Wapakoneta's the better team, and I'll pick them. Let's stay in the Western Buckeye League tonight, guys. Salina at Ottawa Glandorf. The Bulldogs with a 34-0 whitewash of Bath last week, while Ottawa Glandorf took care of business with Van Wert. As we look to see who might separate themselves here from two teams we think could be contenders tonight at Titan Stadium.
Yeah, I don't have any great separating angle. They both looked pretty good and have met the test in the early going. I like the Salina quarterback, though, Hoying. I think he could be the difference in a game like this. But you always know that Ken Schreiner has a plan for the opposition, and I'm going with the home team again. I had a little hunch earlier, but that Lima Senior being at home is not going to be enough. But I think in this case, maybe Ottawa Glandorf looking to come back from last year. They tripped a little bit, so I'm going with the Titans.
Jason, what do you think?
I tell you, I was really impressed with what Ottawa Glandorf did back on Saturday after they were trailing by a point. Van Wert, but Van Wert's improved, and they had the momentum going into that delay, and then Ottawa Glandorf just completely dominated the following morning into the afternoon, and I think I'm going to go OG here.
You know what? I've got a feeling that Salina's pretty good. I'm going to go with Salina. I think their defense is really good. I think that win over Versailles last week, 2 weeks ago, 26-3. I think they haven't allowed a touchdown this year. I don't think it. I know it. They haven't allowed a touchdown. Right. Probably will get scored on this week. But I'm going to take Salina on the road in what you might call a mild upset in the Western Buckeye League tonight. Let's move on to the Northwest Conference. The Columbus Grove Bulldogs, in many folks' mind, a surprising 2-0. They got the win over rival Pandora Gilboa in week 1 with the bad punt snap for a safety. Last week they throttled Allen East as Columbus Grove is putting up some numbers offensively here. A battle of Bulldogs tonight at Ada. Ada licking their wounds after getting hammered by Spencerville last week. Mike, how do you see this one at War Memorial?
Boy, again, a really tough call here. I think the Ada loss to Spencerville was what maybe exposed Ada a little bit, that they're not where they've been in the last few years. In Grove, maybe more of an uptick, but no great hunch necessarily. I think it's a close pick. I'm going with Columbus Grove.
Jason, how do you see it?
I'll take the Bulldogs.
No, you won't.
Ada heads, Columbus Grove tails then to determine the winner
Okay.
here.
I'm hip with that.
Heads, I got to go with Ada.
All right, well, you're going to be wrong. Columbus Grove's going to win.
Yes.
I think the key word Mike brought up was exposed. Ada's had a very good run. I thought last year they might take a step back, and they didn't. To their credit, they pulled out another great season. But it looks like this year that they're taking a step back. And I think Grove is going to continue to surprise people. And I'm going to take Columbus Grove to beat Ada. Our broadcast game tonight from Bill Goodwin Field. Allen East hosting Spencerville. The Mustangs a nice win week 1 over New Bremen. Last week they took it on the chin against Columbus Grove. Spencerville has yet to allow a point all season, and destroying Leipzig and Ada, two teams that, if they're not really good, are at least pretty good, and representative high school football teams in Columbus or Spencerville destroyed both of them. How do you see it playing out tonight, Mike?
I tell you, I would love to see Allen East upset a good team at home and bring Mustang football back to where it was when Todd Walker strolled the fields in Lafayette, but I don't think it's going to happen. Plus, it's Spencerville Bearcat Week at the QP.
That's true.
So that means it's all about the Bearcats this week, and I'm going to pick Spencerville.
Jason, what do you think?
Yeah.
Not going to need the coin this time?
And I'd love a QP, but not the coin. Yeah. And, of course, the Spencerville folks going to be gobbling those up on their way in and out and through town over to Allen East. I'm going to take Spencerville. I think they've been way too strong.
Yeah, I got Spencerville, too. I think this might be the year it really comes together for them. They have pounded two decent teams, and I just don't think Allen East has enough to stop them. The Mustangs appear to be pretty good offensively, but defensively they've struggled. Even New Bremen put up some points on them, although it was late. I'm going to take Spencerville to win that game. We're not going to make picks on any more games, but just a quick look down the schedule tonight. We did talk about Coldwater opening MAC play tonight. They're at Minster. Wildcats with upset on their mind tonight.
That's a good matchup. I saw Minster in a preseason scrimmage with Wapakoneta. They're pretty physical. They can throw the football with some effectiveness. I'm not saying they're going to either upset or defeat Coldwater, but Minster's no slouch. This will be a good test for Coldwater without their leader, Brody Hoyne.
Delphia St. John's takes on Versailles at Stadium Park tonight. A couple of other teams should have easier wins. Marion Locals at New Bremen. St. Henry is home for Parkway. Also tonight in the Western Buckeye League, Shawnee looking to win back-to-back weeks. They'll be at Van Wert. A battle of winless teams at Bath tonight as the Cats entertain Defiance. And Kenton, looking for their first win still, will go over to St. Mary's in the ultimate clash of styles there between the Rough Riders and the Wildcats. The other game of the Northwest Conference tonight is Jefferson at Bluffton. Bluffton lost last week, but that was a non-league game, and Jefferson has rolled out to a 2-0 start, beating up on a couple of overmatched teams in Waynesfield and Paulding. So we'll see who can get that important NWC win tonight. And it's the debut of the expanded Blanchard Valley Conference.
That's
tonight,
right.
with the additions of North Baltimore and Hopewell Loudon, the subtraction of Hardin Northern. It's a 12-team league, so you've got 6 games tonight in the Blanchard Valley Conference. Hopewell Loudon will make their BVC debut hosting Arlington. North Baltimore is also home for Leipzig in the BVC tonight. Meanwhile, Liberty Benton is at Corey Rawson. PG is home for Riverdale, who's the other new team in the BVC. I should have mentioned that. That's how you got to 12. add 3, subtract 1 from the old 10 that they used to have.
What do you think, Jason? A little Seneca County coming into the league.
Yeah,
Huh?
I was just going to say that. You've got Seneca County with Hopewell Loudon. You've got Wood County with North Baltimore just above the border of Hancock
Right.
County, and I believe Riverdale, Hardin County,
Hardin
I believe.
County,
Yeah.
So the
And
BBC
Hancock,
really
yes.
reaching out. And Hardin Northern, by the way, is now in the NWCC for football, and they'll be in all sports, I think, beginning next school year. So the other big matchup tonight to watch is Wayne Trace at Crestview. 2 really good teams meeting in Convoy. And that wraps up our roundtable segment. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Mark Coons from TV 44 and WOSN will check in. It's the Web Insurance Countdown to Kickoff, working our way to Spencerville and Allen East on 1150 WIMA.